Hi, my name is Dennis. I am the CEO for a company called CFO On the Go, and we supply software technology for the construction industry. And we've come across a new solution here that we are starting to really fall in love with. And I'd like to just introduce it to you today. It's an estimating program called Sigma Estimating. Um, I've built a quick and dirty painting estimate here. I mean, I could do about anything, but I just had my house painted, so I figured I'd go ahead and create this thing. So up here is my estimate, and down here is my database. And this is something I built this in like 15 minutes, maybe less. It's called my paint library. And so equipment I have sprayers, I have ladders, pressure washers. If I want to come in here and add in, let's just say scaffold, whatever, I can just come in there. You know, there it is. It's going to be a piece of equipment. That's equipment. It's going to rent it by the day, and it rents for $15 a day, whatever you want to put in there. Same thing here. I have materials. I have level one paint, level two, rolls of plastic, drop cloth, sundries. You can throw anything you want in there. Labor, I have experienced, a helper, supervisor, and the lower class here, pressure washer, who's a much lower rate. Okay, those are my labor classes. And so I just built this up at the top here. This is my estimate that I put together. I mean, I assume that you kind of come up with a square footage, and it's a price per square foot for pressure washing. You know, tying the shrubs back or whatever. You know, I had 25 shrubs at $2 a piece. I had masking. I figured it was gonna take 4 hours at $18, etc. I just go through here and I plug all this in. You know what? I also want to put a paint supervisor. Whoops, let me grab the paint supervisor here. And I just had the paint supervisor, and I'm going to have him on the job maybe a couple hours, 4 hours for the total job. And now I have him. And so this is all priced out now. I'm going to save this real quick. Building this estimate is really easy. It's as easy as I did. I just kind of picking parts here. I could come in and just create a part on the fly that's not in the database. But once you get them in the database, it's just dragging and dropping these things up here pretty quickly. But what really comes in handy is the reports. And so if I'm going to hand an owner a quote, it's going to be something like this. And let me just print this real quick. You know, you come in here and this, my new customer, 1234 Main Street. You put that in there, the project number or the quote number, the date, whatever you want in there for text. And then I'm going to say next. If there's any conditions, like I say, you can't have a dog in the yard, you got to start job by this date, and we're using this brand of paint. Then the letter closing, and these will default in for each job. There's the thing, and so I'm going to say continue. And it's creating that right now. And it's going to show up on my other screen, so let me just drag it over here as soon as the PDF opens up. So what you're going to see here is it's got my logo. It'll have your logo on it. Who the contact is, the quote number, the date, the total price for doing this is $3,124. We're not showing any details. There's my conditions and the place for them to sign it. Okay. The other thing is, and this is what I like, if you were to get this job, I can now give this to the people that are doing the job. And let me just pull this up real quick. It's a list of materials they're going to need for the job. So hang on. It does take a second. And basically there's my estimate, how many gallons of paint I need, how many gallons to upgrade, how many sundries, whatever. Then the color for that we want as well, which I added to that proposal. And so have that. In addition, let me just put one more up here. So these are things that happen after the job is awarded, right? Because these things are the information you're trying to get to the field. And as you know and I know, there's always communications that are lost or not communicated in a timely manner. So And they blow this up a little bit bigger. So here's their. This is the they got to cover so many windows. They got to cover so many little windows, big windows. They got 28 hours of spray time, 4 hours of super, and so there's my material. So now they have this as well to go with this job. And to me, that's a big deal because that usually does not get communicated. They're not sure what to take out there. They're not sure that they needed to bring the ladder with them or not, that kind of thing. So we have that on there. And there's a couple others, total estimate, whatever. But as I go through here, and you guys have done this a lot longer than I have, I can come here and look at the summary. I can see what I have for my cost, what my margin is. Oh, by the way, I didn't put any margin on, so but I could. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. And here's my total labor for this job. Here's my total materials for the job. So that makes sense. Yeah, that's about right. It should be about a third for materials and whatever. So you can look at that really quickly. And then a couple other things. I can just bust these open. But it summarizes this all up for you. And to me, yeah, you can do this stuff in Excel. You're not going to get the ability to do what I'm doing here and getting these really nice reports. And so if I go back into here, I can come in here and on my markup, I have 5% for equipment, 35% for labor, nothing on leases, 40% of my material, 7% of my subcontractor. So every time I add an equipment item, it marks it up 5%. Every time I add anything for material, it marks it up 40%. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much else you can do there. And it's always basing it on the cost. I don't add overhead. I've included the overhead in my profit calculation, but if you wanted to have a separate overhead calculation, you surely can do that. But the concept here is, as I'm putting this bid together, get back here to the content, to here, I can now start just dragging. You know what? I need something else on this job. I need another painter helper. I'm just going to grab that up there. There he is. How many hours do I need? I need 18 hours. But these prices are already in there in your database, so you don't have to go look them up. This is already in there. It's already added that to it, etc. So very simple to use. If you've ever used Excel, I guarantee you have messed up a formula and didn't even know it. You forgot to include a row, or you didn't put the calculation field in right. Nothing can go wrong here. All of this is being done in a program. It looks like Excel. It's not. It is a program with a database. It allows you to do this. In the extended version, there's two versions. This professional, and then there's the enterprise. The enterprise, if you're using PlanSwift, you can actually have the quantities put into the program for you, so you don't have to key them in. You can take those in right from PlanSwift. If you're a GC, apologize, I'll get to a GC estimate at some point here. But if I go up here to libraries, I'm using my paint library right now, okay? I also have the ability to buy RS means databases, or I can create a whole bunch of different databases for myself. But there are the ability to buy all of the different RS means and have those as part of it. So there is an RS means sample that it comes with that you can look at. And there's I can't remember exactly how many RS means, but we'll just have to determine which one works for you. And then you'll have that database to get started with. So anyway, this is just a pure introduction. If you need to learn more, you want to see more, give us a call at 800-659-5851. So 800-659-5851. My name is Dennis, and we'll get you in touch with one of our estimating consultants. Thank you very much.